Yeah, yeah.
All right. So, okay. So let's do a bit of a check-in to feel into what's been happening for us this week. I know we did, you two were also with me in the awakening. So not so much like if you did anything with practice with the spirit or anything like that. We'll wait for that for the next hour that we're together. But is there anything that's been going on right now where I'm feeling this energy like we need to get through some places we're stuck. I'm
Yeah.
just
We were just talking
feeling.
about that.
Were you? I
Jeanette and I were just talking about that. I said,
love it.
I'm in a, and you'll get this, Nicole, I'm in a space where I know, I'm finding out who I am and I'm realizing why I am the way I am and I do the things I do and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So now it's kind of like what you said, you can't unsee it or unhear it. So going through my day to day, it's getting not difficult, but I'm like if I'm in the car and I try now to consciously be kind, to consciously dress, to like we talked about. And like I was telling her my favorite thing is, in the car, I'm like,
Yes.
you're in my way. And my favorite word is fuck, the
Yes.
F bomb.
Yes.
And I'm trying to soften, I'm very abrasive, very harsh. And I know people around me have noticed the change, but I'm not where I'd like to be. I
Okay.
feel stuck.
I have some thoughts on that. Jeanette, what about you? What's going on with you?
Oh, I'm always stuck. I'm always stuck. I'm still stuck. Um I'm trying to show up every day in my, life, I guess as you would put it. I'm also overwhelmed with trying to get my house in order and prepare for hurricanes. And I'm a little nervous about that because I've never done this alone. I've never done anything alone. This is the first time in my life I've ever been alone. I've always had a boyfriend, or I've been in a marriage, or I've just always had somebody, or I lived with my parents, or I lived with my mom, or my brother, or I've always lived or had a boyfriend. I've never ever been alone. So I find that really hard. Um, but at the same time, I like it because I could do what I want, and if I don't feel like cleaning, I ain't gonna clean.
Yes.
So I like that part, but I also feel stuck. Like I'm, I was thinking about it last night. I'm going, through all the meetings and trying to focus and trying to meditate, but like I forget the lady's name. I'd have to look through my notes, but she spoke about it like, every time I meditate, I fall asleep.
Yeah, yeah. That's totally okay. And I have a solution
And
for
so
that.
and then I wake up and I get mad, and then so I have a problem with insomnia. So I just have to stop and then just take my cue to go to sleep, because if I
Oh,
don't,
Suzanne said
I'll
that.
be up. That's it. Yeah, Suzanne. And if I don't, I'll be up to 4 or 5 in the morning. It's weird. Like at 5 o'clock, I'll be tired all day, and as soon as 5 o'clock hits, I'm wide awake. I can't
Hmm.
go to sleep.
So here are some few things that I want to address. First of all, when you talked about falling asleep when you meditate, totally fine. Fall asleep. Don't be upset about it. Just fall asleep. If you can use that as a method to help you to sleep, use it as a method, because what we need to remember is that all day we're meditating. And I want to frame it like this so that you'll understand it. And Cece gave a perfect example when she said, I'm trying to figure out who I am. Things are changing. And I am like in the car, I'm trying to be conscientious, I'm trying to be kind. And, normally I would be this other way. I'm trying to really soften. That's a meditation. And I want to say it because it's like this. A meditation is when we are it's like this. A meditation is for us to go in connect in, to find the wisdom that resides within us, right? To calm ourselves. Okay. So if we look at meditation from that perspective, have you ever been washing dishes and you just, or next thing you know, you're just like thinking about random things and you're just like, it's for some reason, washing dishes can be the most relaxing thing ever. You ever had that experience?
It's like
Yes,
like
because
ironing clothes.
Ironing clothes, driving long distances, right? My kids are like, can we play music? I'm like, I'm going to give you on this 7 hour trip a few hours and then that's it. It's quiet time. Because that's the time when I need, and I go in and start going, okay, what do I need to know about this? Let me feel into this. Or just freaking nothing, that nothingness. That is all meditation, right? So we've gotten into this era where everybody thinks that to meditate is the end all be all of all things and that you should be able to sit in it for 20 minutes and never move and come out like with this so much enlightenment and then you walk around being this Buddha. That's not what meditation is. It's what the falsity of meditation has become. Meditation is something we do all day long. So if you look at your life through the lens of meditating, it's when you're like having the conversations with yourself. It's when you're writing
okay,
in a journal. It's when you're, the thing about understanding about like a meditation or getting into that state is to be consciously aware of your environment. Like, for example, a lot of times I will leave the kitchen sink on. I do it all the time. And John's like walks in, he shuts it off, and it's like it jolts me, and I'm like, oh, I forgot the kitchen sink was on. He's like, it's all right, babe. Whole house water filtration system just going down the drain. You know what I mean? Like something like that smart ass comment. But the
Yeah.
point of it is that it's such a soother for me to hear that sink that I literally could just clean my entire kitchen in no time if that sink is running because it calms me down. So we have to look at our environment and go, okay, how am I creating the things around me that are making me anxious? When I drove a fast car, I drove fast because my car was fun and I love to drive fast. I drive a tank now and I still drive fast until I go, Nicole, where are you going? What are you doing? Why are you in a rush to get there? Right. So it's
Yes.
like when I had this thing in front of me that went fast, I went fast, didn't even think about it. Now I look at it from a perspective of like, I can still go fast, but now I'm thinking, you understand, it's like a different vibration. I'm not putting myself in the situation to have the need for speed.
You
Right.
know,
So,
you
right.
say that, you know what? I always had the TV on.
yes,
Now I'm like, turn that crap off. I have to
exactly.
have quiet.
So we need to look at our environment because we subconsciously put ourselves in these situations to
Yeah.
be lit up, right? So we have to literally go into the space. When I walk into this office, I have two fans that I turn on. And I turn them on because I do not want to hear anything else outside of myself when I'm in my space. If I
I'm
turned off
getting that
one
way.
fan, I would hear my neighbor Julie next to me talking with her clients. And I'm like, I not even if I have anyone, I don't want to hear anyone else. So we have to
Yeah.
just be conscious of that. So
Yeah.
understand that part. If meditation makes you fall asleep, beautiful, listen to it and get the best sleep ever. And do not be upset about it. Okay. Don't punish
Okay,
yourself by being upset about it because you're meditating
okay,
all day long and it's totally okay. Okay. Another thing is, Cece, you were talking about being in this space of like not understanding yourself or knowing yourself. So I can remember being in that place and I'm finding myself in that place right now where I'm like, I really am attempting to soften.
Me
And it's
too.
been really hard for me to soften. And one of the things that I found is that, it's part of it is who we are, because I'm going to talk a little bit about that too, about who we are and the makeup of our personalities. But it's also our conditioning that we've always felt like we had to be the tough one, or we had to be the leader, we had to be the one who told everybody what to do, right? So
Yeah.
it came to this point that the way that we're acting is because we have to, that's it's just who we are. Okay, here's a perfect example. You see this tag? I couldn't stand it anymore on my shirt. So to cut it out, I have no tags in any shirts
Yeah,
because
they're
I'm the same
itchy.
way.
but
Or pants.
I cannot, I wear my socks inside out. I can't do a seam. So when we recognize different little idiosyncrasies about ourselves, why would I ever have a shirt with a tag? I cut that shit out as soon as I get it. Why would I put on my socks the right way? Who's seeing my socks? Put on my socks backwards. Like it's different things that we have to do to, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, girls. I do not disturb on and everybody's bothering me. Um, Airplane mode. Okay. So we have to do things to be proactive, right? About what it is that makes us feel uncomfortable, what it is that makes us, because there's parts of us that that's just who we are. It's just who I am, right? And so when we do these type of things and we're proactive about it, it helps us. This is like self-care. This is a perfect example of like self-care. It seems so silly, but cutting all my tags out my shirt right when I get them and then washing them and making them soft is self-care for me because I know that I'm not going to be bothered by it later. By never turning on the TV and having a speaker in my kitchen, that's self-care for me. Because when I go to cook dinner, I don't have to worry about finding anything. It's sitting right there and I connect right to it. So it's like
Yeah.
make your life easy by doing these things in advance and having them there for you. When you're in the car, make a conscious effort, like put on music that has no words. Like put on, I love listening to like Hispanic music because it really like moves my body. And I'm always stiff when I'm in the car when I'm traveling, right? So I always put on some Spanish music and I'm like dancing in my seat because it keeps me pumping and keeps me moving. Well, where do I find it? I already have a playlist on my phone. So be prepared in that space. So moving into a part of understanding who we are, there's something that I learned when I went through this huge awakening at 44, 10 years ago, and I was like, who the hell am I? There were a lot of things that came at me. Numerology was the first thing that came at me, and it literally felt like it came at me and like dropped in my lap. And I was just like, what? Hold on. I'm not a three. Oh my God, this is so amazing. I'm a two because a three is emotional. A three is super sensitive. I thought, oh my God, I'm a horrible mother. Maybe I shouldn't have been a mother. I am very abrupt. I don't have that, like, I don't need a baby laying on me. I don't need like my kids hugging on me while we watch television. It feels almost awkward to me in a way. And that's so hard to say when you're a mom. It's kind of like, oh, they're
I
all
get
over
it.
me, right? Like, oh, okay. So that's the expression, but that's the expression of a two. A two is a very compassionate person. She's a compassionate woman who will do anything for anyone, but just don't lay on her. Do you understand? Just don't
Hmm.
gush about your feelings to her because she doesn't handle that. Tell her the facts. How are you feeling? Tell me the facts. That works best for me. With my husband, how am I feeling? Tell him all my freaking feelings and emotions. He wants to know every detail, and he tells me every detail. And I have had to learn because prior I was like, tell me what you want to say. Use your words, please. Please tell me what you want to say because I can't handle an hour-long story. But such an asshole, right? And that's how I'd see myself. I'd be like, wow, Nicole, you're such an asshole. And then when we both learned numerology and learned about each other and our kids, we're like, okay, this is how we communicate. I communicate with very abrupt or very quick paced words, and he is very very slow to communicate, and he talks about his feelings and emotions in his communication. That is a classic 3. And I am a classic 2. Jeanette, you're a classic 2. Cece, you're a classic 2. So the way that we operate in the world, we come across as like bold women. Do you understand?
Oh,
Like,
people have called me a bitch to my face. I'm like,
absolutely,
what? What?
absolutely. And I am like, I have had that happen, and I'm like, I am so sorry, but you just like nailed me. You just, that is exactly who
Well,
I
my
am.
reaction was, I'm not a bitch. And then I'm like, oh wait, maybe I
But the thing is that that's how we come across to people, because we come across more with like, we're in a female body and we're coming across with a masculine, dominant, forward facing energy. Do you understand?
am. A lot of my friends growing up were males. I was
And
like, I can't
mine
deal with the
too.
bullshit of a girl.
Jeanette, was yours males too? Did you have a lot of
Yes,
boyfriends?
I had very few girlfriends, very few.
Exactly. Exactly. And but if you would have my husband in here, he would say he had more girlfriends than guy friends.
Yeah, I
He is
get that.
very feminine in his masculinity. Do you understand? So it's like
Yeah.
you have this. So, but society says, no, you're a man, you're a woman. This is how you're supposed to act. You're supposed to be, having children, and you're supposed to be loving and nurturing. Well, listen, I can be loving and nurturing, first of all, without having kids. I can be loving and nurturing with having kids, but I can also be loving and nurturing and not feel like I need to be attached to anyone. I can be loving and nurturing and add the word compassionate in there. And then you know what? You got me. But we have this false idealism of who women are. Now, there
Yeah.
are some women, Petra, for example. Petra is a 303. So she is all softness.
Oh, she's such the sweetest person I have ever met in my life.
Exactly. And that is what everyone will say about Petra, because she exemplifies the 3 energy of femininity and just softness, right? And
Oh,
when you
I
look
love
at the
her.
background of her house, of the house, she's got soft colored walls, soft paintings. This exemplifies her. So her rising up into her masculine is going to be really difficult for her, right? Because she is very feminine. Us rising up into our femininity is going to be difficult for us. So I want to show you this. And I'm so excited. This morning I said, I'm going to wear this. And it's the most feminine thing I've worn in a really long time. But I
When
should
you sat
show you.
down, I said, that's a pretty I thought to myself, that's
Okay.
a pretty shirt.
So it's this shirt, right? And I don't have to wear a bra. That's why I love it.
I
And
love that.
it's this long skirt with this pattern on it. And look, it's kind of see-through on the side. But it has this little shield. So it made me feel like a warrior when I bought it. But my point in saying that is that I was like, I don't wear frilly lacy things very often, but I am attempting to step
Yes.
into my softness, only because my
Yeah.
16-year-old is really struggling with my boldness. So I'm trying to settle into my softness. So I had to dress like it today so that I can feel it, because it feels foreign to me, right?
You saying that, Nicole, makes so much sense. With my granddaughters now, I really want to be that feminine, soft version for them to help them find out who they are. But like with the clothes, I'm going through my closet now and everything's either linen, denim, it's like natural fibers. I can't, it's bizarre. I'm even down to fabric. I'm like, oh, you
Yes.
know,
What feels right. We have to go into like, we have to step into the next iteration of who we are being. So this next thing, and I don't want to keep throwing things at y'all to like find your way, and then you like dive into something and you go way over there and then you don't come back. But I feel like this is a perfect opportunity to bring this part of my awakening into the space, because with us women, the things that we wear, the outward expression that we show is so who we are.
Hmm.
And we have been
Yeah.
taught that we can't be too thin and we can't be too big and we can't be too round and our boobs can't be too big. All the things that we have been taught that we have to fit this certain mold, right? So what we do instead is we try to cover and hide ourselves, or we just let it all go. Like we can't, it's very difficult for women to find that perfect balance and what they feel really good in their clothes. So I was like, I need to figure out what works for me, because if I put on black and I don't have like color on my skin, I literally am like, I am in mourning. This is the most horrible color on me. And I never liked black. Like, I don't like black cars. I don't like black anything. And black is just not really my color. And, but I love brown. And I'm like, who loves brown? So, but I like brown. Brown looks better on me than black. And I'm like investigating. And this is what I'm going through at this time. And I'm trying to find myself. I'm like, why do we even care what color looks good on you? Why do you even care? How is this even important in your life? And I realize, because if I don't feel good about myself on the outside, I am 100,000% not going to feel good about myself on the inside. We try to work on the inside first a lot of times, and we can't get it. We don't understand it. We got hormones, we got all the things, and we just don't understand. It's so confusing. So then we go, okay, well, I'm not going to worry about the inside now. Now I'm just strictly going for the outside, right? Or the generation that's coming up now is like, it only matters what's on the outside, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like that saying in AA, it's fake it till you make it.
Exactly.
You just gotta
So we do that.
pretend until you can
Yes.
actually feel it.
And so what we do is we pretend, and then we pretend that that black looks amazing on everyone, right? We pretend that, and we pretend it so much that it becomes super acceptable to wear a black dress every single day of your life and to have a whole closet of black clothes. And I look at that as a way of, there are some women who look amazing in black and absolutely 100% should wear black, but most of us don't. Okay. And I
That's
love that
why you
both of
say
you
that
have on
because my
black
whole
today.
closet's all black. All my clothes are black.
Exactly.
I wear a lot of black.
But it's because I always stain my clothes, so I figure who's gonna see my stains on my on my black shirts and
No,
stuff.
I totally get that. But at the same time, I want you to also look at it from this perspective of like, you are, there's something inside of you. And this was my thing. I felt so gross on the inside of myself. Like I felt
Hmm.
I was very overweight. I was I was bringing up sexual childhood trauma that I had in my life. I was like, this was coming up at this time in my life when I was going through this at 44. The sexual trauma, the just like a lot of things related to like my sexuality, like being a really pretty young woman, and then people going, she'll never amount to anything. All she has is a pretty face. And that's what people would say in the 70s. That's literally what people would say to you. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you're cute, but you'll never amount to anything. Oh, you should go work at at the courthouse. The guys there will love you. What? Fuck off. Right?
Yeah.
So
I had a counselor in high school tell my mom, oh, she'll be in jail. I'm like, fuck off. What the hell do you know about me?
but you
Nothing.
see, like it's that's perfectly okay to say, right? And so we take all these things that we remember and how quickly you can pull that up about the counselor. It's like
Mm.
that's still
And my eye is
ingrained in
draining
you,
again.
and your eyes draining because it hurts, CC. It hurts when we look back and we look at these things that we've been told about ourselves. It really hurts because it's not fair and it's not true. And so we hide ourselves behind the things that we wear. Okay. So if we look at it from this perspective, there is an energetic perspective in what we wear. There's colors carry energy as just as well as numbers, right? So there's this woman, and when I tell you who she is, you're gonna look her up and you're gonna be like, Nicole, she's a freaking wreck. She looks like she's a total wreck because she's got like choppy hair, it's spiky, and it's like, and she's got now she has like the Botox and all the things. So she didn't have that when I met her in the very beginning. But it's been fun to watch her transition. And I'm all for like the Botox and stuff like that, if that makes you happy. It doesn't matter to me, you know. I'm just saying that there is a energy that comes from us that is ingrained from our wounds, and it shows in the way that we dress. And I want you to really think about that for a second. And I want you to think of like the women that you know in your life, and even like growing up, the ones that you knew that were really wounded and they wore next to no clothes. The girls that were very promiscuous and they wore next to no clothes. And some of them are still adults now and doing the same thing, right? And it's, to me, it's like so sad to see a woman, because I just want to say to her, like, you know, I see you and your wounds, you know, but a lot of times we use our bodies as our expressions of ourselves. And I'm not going to say inappropriate ways, because I do believe that you can dress and be whoever you want to be. But there just comes to this point where it's obvious when someone is struggling, right? And their lips are way too big for their face. And it's just like, you just want to go, what's going on inside there?
Yeah.
Right? Like it's like a cry for help. So when we start talking about our outward expression, there's a woman and her name is Carol Tuttle, Tuttle. And she has a program that's called Dressing Your Truth. Okay. And what she discusses is, and maybe you've heard this in the past, like, are you an autumn, a fall, or a winter? Right. That used to kind of be like
Yeah.
thing like in the 80s. And so she's taking it a step further, and I am so convinced that this woman uses numerology and your astrological signs to help you find who you are. So there's these four different types of women, and they're just typed 1 through 4. And so when you look at these different types of people, so I'm going to ask you this question. So what you look at is you look at face symmetry, like the symmetry of your face. You look at the slant of your eyes, the lift of your eyebrows. You look at this part of your face. You look at this part of your face. It all tells the story of your type, okay, of like who you are and how you show up in the world. And so I have a question. Jeanette, do you often say the word fun or cool?
Probably cool.
And then do you say awesome or perfect?
Awesome.
Awesome. Cece, what about you?
That's so funny. Perfect
Perfect. Okay, what else?
is
You say
one.
perfect a lot.
Yeah.
And then what else? Do you say
What was the other?
cool or fun or awesome?
Fun. Awesome. I think awesome and fun.
Awesome and fun. Okay.
Yeah.
And so out of all four of those words, Jeanette, what do you say the most?
You mean it? Okay, I said awesome and cool.
Right. So what do you say the
Most
most?
probably awesome.
Okay.
Awesome
I
possum.
say I say perfect
Perfect. Okay.
out of all of that.
And I ask you those things because those four words have significant meanings. Okay. But as we dive deeper into, as you dive deeper into like who you are, it'll help you through this. It helps you to understand, because it's not just about dressing your truth. It's about understanding your nature. Okay. So type ones are women who are like, they are, they bring into the world a lightness in their personality. They bring into the world a lightness. They say things like fun. Oh my gosh, that's fun. Hey, what are we doing today? Let's go have fun. Like fun, they don't realize is something that they say all the time. Like if somebody says, yeah, I did this, they'll say fun. And then some will say cool. And then some will say, that's awesome. That's perfect. Okay. So it's different expressions come with different words. So ones are like airy, bouncy, fun, energetic, silly, and playful. Twos are like, they're cool, they're chill. They are like mellow yellow, like, where are we going next? That's fine. Doesn't really matter. Where do you want to go to dinner? It doesn't matter. That's really their nature. It's not that they don't want to give you an answer. It's their nature of who they are. Ones are like, where are we going? Give me like three choices. I'm so excited. Give me three choices. That's a one. A two is like, wherever we go is cool. I'll find something. A three is like, where are we going now? No, make your choice. Where are we going right now? What are we doing? That's a three's energy. A four is like, we're either going to Chinese or we're going to Mexican. Choose. Okay, that's the different things in the numbers. Okay, another way of looking at it would be like threes. Threes genuinely, like if we were to dress a three, they would generally be in like white, or if you have like a shade of pink, it'll be like a lighter pink, almost like a bright pink, or a brighter blue. Okay. If we do a type two, they're going to be a muted shade. So it's going to be like a light gray, a light pink, a light blue, a light green. If you go into three, think 100% absolutely fall. All the fall colors, oranges and blues and all those sapphire blues, things like this. Not quite sapphire because it has a little bit of like a muddy color to it. So those type, if you go into a type four, it's like magenta, emerald, ruby. Those are the colors of a type four. Okay. So when you look at yourself, and what you do on her website, it's totally free, Dressing Your Truth. You go in and you're able to take a test, and it'll give you a result of who you are based on things that really light you up when you look at it. And so when you do this test, it also helps you to understand how you react in the world. So I have my personal opinions about what each of you are, and I don't know that I want to tell you because I want you to figure it out on your own. But
Oh, you need to tell us.
I already know your type. I already know your type.
Tell me. Tell me.
Jeanette, do you want to know your type?
Okay.
Okay, I truly believe that, Jeanette, you're a three. And Cece, I truly believe that you're a four. Okay. And
See,
here's
but I don't wear those colors.
exactly. That's the whole point.
I mean, I wear
Right?
white and
It's not
denim and
about, it's not about, that's not what I wear. It's about, this is who you are. Do you understand?
okay.
Now we
Yeah.
have a secondary type. So you could be a 4-3. You could be a three. You said you like the word cool. You could be a 3-2, or you could be a 3-4, right? So we have a secondary energy that comes in with us. Okay. But what I want you to grasp from this is this: I'm a three. Okay. And threes are active reactive. That is our personality, which makes me believe, Cece, that you're probably a 4-3.
Hmm.
Okay.
I would, yeah.
Threes are active reactive. And what that means is that we react first and then we kind of think later. Jeanette, does that
Yep.
resonate with you? Yeah. So it's like,
Yeah, always.
if somebody says something, you're like, well, da 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 da, and then you're like, oh, okay,
Yep.
hold on. Let me
It's
rethink
me.
that. Okay. Quick to make decisions, super
Yeah.
fast. And we
Yeah.
don't regret the decisions. We're very
Right.
fast at making decisions. Okay.
Yes, I can't sit there for 2 hours and go, hmm. I'm like, oh no,
I
pick
want
one,
you to
two, or
listen
three.
to this because this is part of fours as well. So threes and fours carry masculine energy. Ones and twos carry feminine energy. Okay. So when you're moving into even a three, even more, a three is very like think think you have on um jeans and just like this kind of like darker fuchsia shirt on, but you have to have, a three has to have like ginormous earrings and leopard shoes. And see how Jeanette and Mai's hair is like this? This is like our style. We need it to almost be 80 crunchy, like kind of poke outs, pull our hair back. Like we have to have like a little oomph
And the leopard.
And the leopard glasses. Exactly. That's what our thing is. Okay. Jeanette, we are not allowed to wear black. It's not.
Okay. I find that hard.
I know. I know. I know. And I say that because we gotta like step out. We're in this together, so we gotta like step out of our comfort zone for a minute.
You know
So,
what's weird?
Okay.
I'm getting ready to go to Colorado and I'm
mhm.
having trouble packing. I'm like,
Okay, so let's go
because
through
I'm
the
thinking all this stuff now.
So, all right. So then Jeanette and I would be like asymmetrical things. Like we like asymmetrical things, things that don't match, mismatching things. Like I will wear
Oh,
mustard
I hate
yellow
that.
pants. Right. I will
I
wear
hate
mustard
that.
yellow pants and a fuchsia shirt. And everybody's like, people would be like, mustard yellow, fuchsia do not go together. They look fabulous on me. And I'll wear leopard shoes. And they look, everybody's like, you look so amazing. I'm like, yeah, because you wouldn't wear this. It's like crazy, like clownish. That is sort of like our vibe, but we just add like the layers of the things, right? Okay, so type 4 is either I like
Nope.
it, I don't like it. Yes, no, black, white. Okay,
Yes.
so you can wear white. Jeanette and I need to wear like off white, but you can wear white,
I
black,
love white.
white. So type 4s are very straight lines. Everything is an angle. Angles are the
Mhm.
best. Jeanette and I are triangles. You're a square, Cece. Okay.
I
Everything
believe
is
that.
angles. Okay. So when we move into that space of understanding, like, okay, I need to know what to wear on my trip, and I am a type 4, no grays allowed. Absolutely horrible no grays.
Okay.
Okay. If you wear denim, it needs to be either dark denim or white denim. It can't be that light blue denim.
Okay.
And here's the reason why your expression radiates boldness. And see, this is the tricky part with threes and twos. I mean, threes and fours. Our our personality and our type, we move towards bold things, bold objects in our, and when we decorate, boldness is what we move into. That is masculine. We are twos. We all start with a two. That is masculine. Do you understand? And so when we decide to put on clothes, we especially have to counterbalance with femininity. Hence the ruffles and the design, right? For you, Cece, it's no ruffles, it's no design. It's straightforward. So if you're going to wear something, then you can wear like black linen bottoms, but you need to wear a jewel colored shirt or a scarf that has jewel colors. Jewel colors are your colors.
Okay.
Anything that's like, you know what I'm talking about, right? Ruby,
Yeah.
emerald,
And
sapphire, those are your colors.
a lot of my shirts are like that emerald green, the
Yes,
reds.
that is you. You can wear
Looking
red.
back in my closet, I'm like, okay.
That is all you. But if you get into the softer, so what I want you not to do is say, "Well, I need to get into my femininity, so I'm going to wear a pink top, a light pink top."
Mm,
Don't do it. Even the thought
no.
of that doesn't make you cringe.
Yeah, it
It's
does.
like cringy,
Like, no.
right? It's like cringy. So, because it's not who you are, it's not your style, right? But so what we want to look for next is the fabrication of clothes. So touch and feel is real important to you, Cece.
Oh
It's
yeah.
important to us too, Jeanette. So touch and feel is real important. For twos, my husband is a two. Everything has to be soft, soft, soft cotton. For him, he will not wear like starched collared shirts. Nope. Everything has to come from us, either Banana Republic. Like he already knows. He's like Banana Republic, True Tees. Like these are the only things that he will wear, and his whole closet's full of them because that's all he will wear because it's soft, right? So when we look at it from that perspective, we can see like if I were to line up the skirts that I have, the majority of them are asymmetrical, right? One side's longer than the other, which most women aren't, they don't, that's not their thing. They would get straight across, but
I have
asymmetrical,
zero of that. Yeah.
Right. Asymmetrical works for me. So I have on this skirt today that's going straight across. Guess what I did? I took the side and I tied it in a knot, make it asymmetrical. Do you understand?
Right.
Because
Yeah.
that is my flair. That is my style. Okay. So when we look at it from a perspective of like your clothes carry the energy. I'll never forget my mentor, mediumship mentor, Mavis Patilla. We would do these, we would spend a whole week with her and we would go do these demonstrations. And so people would come in every day for the demonstration. And as we were up there, as the days went on, she would say, "How do you feel in that black shirt?" They're like, "What do you mean?" "Well, you're giving messages from spirit. How do you feel in that black shirt?" And some people would say, like, "I feel perfect." And I was like, "I'm a type 4 right there." Right. But most people would say, I mean, now that you bring it up, not really that great. And she would always say, color is everything. Color is everything, even when you're speaking to the spirit world, because color carries energy. She's like, do not go to bed in a red shirt. The vibration of red is too strong for sleep, right? Go to bed in something that you feel good in, a soft, muted color. Even for Jeanette and I, like go even though, and for you, CC, like black and bold, go to bed in something lighter colored will help you sleep better because the
Hmm.
energy of the color matters. I know it's crazy,
Wow.
but if we're going to believe that numbers make a difference, I really want you to consider that color makes a difference. So when we're talking about like um, getting dressed and doing things, attempt to put femininity back into its place. So like Cece, silver is your color. You should not ever wear, you
Love
can wear
silver.
gold, but silver is literally your color. Jeanette and I, silver's not so good for us. Gold is our color, right? So because there is gold brings warmth into our space. And Jeanette, I'll be curious. I want you to look at a type 2 as well. You might be a 3 too. But so when we look into this, even like ones and twos is silver, threes and fours. I mean, ones and threes are gold, 2 and 4 are silver. Even that carries an energy. So, so when you're dressing, CC, think about if you're going to, if you want to, if your outfit feels like very like monotone because it's black, consider wearing something, earrings that are silver but they're bigger and they are like squared off. Like hoops would
No.
not be your friend. Square type of earrings would be perfect for you. Square necklaces would be perfect. Jeanette and I, triangles would look best. A type 2, circles are their thing.
You know, it's funny. I've got, Stein traveled all over the world. I've got jewelry. I don't wear it. I'm like, I mean, my ears are pierced twice on each side. Never. I have this beautiful wedding band.
So
Nothing.
attempt to, because fours are very bold. They're the boldest energy. Okay, so they're very bold. So if you just put on one thing that's bold, then that will be enough. I don't wear my wedding band either because it's too feminine for me, right? It's just too delicate. I like bold, huge rings.
See, mine's huge. I think that's why I don't wear it.
Well, it just try
Mine's
it.
tatted.
Yours is tatted. Just try it on. Do you know what I mean? Just try it and see.
Yeah.
Yours triangles, Jeanette.
Let me see.
That hurts. It has Rocky's name. That
Oh,
was my wedding
Oh,
ring.
but do you see how there's these angles to it? Like that is good for her. The angle. Yes.
yeah.
So everything matters. So we got on the subject because you initially brought up that you were like cursing out the world prior, and now you're no longer trying your best not to curse out the world. And my reason for talking about this was that we need to understand that there's parts of our nature that we can't suppress just to be spiritual. Okay, you are going to be this way or this way. It's your nature. It's who you are. So when we understand that, I'm not sure, Pecha, because she's a 303 and because she's really soft and sweet, we might say, oh, Pecha's a type 2, right? We might say, oh, Tiffany is definitely a type 3. She's pretty bold, and so we might go into these things and we might type people, you might go in and be like, I am totally not what Nicole said. I am totally a type 2. And what I say to you is like, go for that. Feel what it feels like to dress like a type 2. A type 2 would wear more like girly things. They would wear what I have on right now, but it would be like in gray, light gray. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Light pink, very soft pastel colors, type 2. Type 1 would be picture like the 80s. The 80s was literally the year for type 1s and 3s and 4s actually. Not so much
I
2s.
loved my Cavaricis.
The thing about the thing about it is that like it has a boldness to the 80s. It's like monochromatic and it's fun. Do you see? So ones love the 80s, right? So think about like with ones, they look really great in like white denim jeans and like a pink top, a neutral pink top. That looks great on a type 1. They usually have long hair and it's usually like in soft waves. Type 2 normally has really long hair and really like natural flowing curls. Think of like I don't want to say, you kind of know that I don't want to say the word this word because I don't want it to be demeaning, but like that prairie look, kind of like with the flowy skirt and maybe like a crop top, but it's very like it's
Like a
bohemian.
hippie look.
It's kind of hippie, it's a little bohemian, but it's using like the soft colors. Where type 3 is very bohemian, but we would use like the natural earth colors. Do you get what I'm saying? So like if
Yeah.
you look at Jeanette's colors behind you, those two, all that mixed together, that is 100% type 3.
Those are beautiful colors.
With the exception of possibly that pink in the top. If that pink was just a little bit darker in that rose, it would be the inside of the rose instead of like the outside. If the whole thing would be dark, that would be
Yeah.
100% type 3. So
That's funny. You're saying all this stuff. It gives me permission now to go in my closet and get rid of some of that shit.
yes, because it's not going to ever work for you. So
Right.
this is again is how I found myself, right? So in her little program, you can order a color card. And this color card, I literally would carry with me in my wallet. And whenever I would go to like Marshalls, TJ Maxx, whatever, I would literally take out my color card and I would walk down the aisle and just scan the color to try to find the color that matched on the color card before I even looked at the shirt. So now when I look at an aisle, I just look at the aisle and I'm like, oh, that's my color. And I'll go to pick it up. Not my look. I do not pick up, try on anything that is not my color because I know
It's
I'm
funny
setting
that you
it
say
out.
that. But I'm drawn, I think, naturally to those colors of a 4 or 3.
Yeah.
Like the
And
yeah.
so when we start pulling into that, then we need to go the next step and go into like the way that the clothes are shaped,
Mhm.
right? So very square A line for you, very square. Like you would look best, CC, if like with the pants that kind of stop at the ankles instead of going all the way down.
I have a
Like
closet full of those.
perfect. Jeanette and I look good with those type 2, like at the ankle, or we look good in like bell bottoms, like flare bottoms. That's
I
sort
hate
of
bell
our
bottoms.
style.
Ugh.
Not necessarily bells, more flares. Bells are really for a type 2. We're more flare bottom. But we're very, Cece, you're more like wide leg. If you're gonna
Yep.
wear a jean, we're in the
Closet full
wide
of it.
leg all the time. Yeah, we're wide leg instead of like skinny legs. Skinny leg is really type 1. You don't have to stick with this. It's just gonna give you a framework of starting to dress. And when you dress this way, you're gonna notice that you feel different. Like
Mm.
I bought a shirt, a sleeveless shirt yesterday, and I was hesitant about buying it because I really couldn't tell if it was black or like a really dark gray. And so I bought it anyway because I really liked it. And I brought it outside and I was like, oh, it's dark gray. Because if it was black, I would have had to return it because I know that I would have never worn it. But like it was a dark charcoal, almost black. That's perfect for me. That's perfect for you, Jeanette, but not solid black. So the theory is how it goes is this. You have a pure color wheel. That pure color wheel is what number one was what ones wear. The pure color wheel is ones. Add a little bit of add a little bit of gray to that, and that is a type two. Okay. Take the purest color wheel and add a little bit of black to that, and that is type four. Take the purest color wheel and add a little bit of brown to that, like almost like a little mud to that, and that is a type three. So if you
Wow.
think about it, you've got, for example, a pure yellow, a pastel yellow, a type three is a mustard yellow, and a type four is like a citrine, like like not the brightest yellow, but it's got like so much depth in it that it's like the most saturated color. You know what I mean? So that's how the
Hmm.
layers work. And so start even by putting things up to your face. Like when you go shopping, put things up to your face just to feel how it feels to you. Okay. Use this as an experiment as you're tapping more into yourself so that you can grasp a bit more about how you're feeling in relation, like wear it all day and then the next day wear something different. Maybe today switch out of your black and go, Susie, you can say in your black, but put something bright around your face. And Jeanette, switch into something, a different color than black, and just see how it feels on you, right? You're going to be tempted
Okay.
to go back to the black because, except for type fours, like I said before, we've all been programmed to believe that black is every woman's color. The little black dress. What are you wearing to this formal? A black dress, right?
Yes.
It doesn't work for everybody. It actually makes some of us feel depressed. And black, especially for a three, Jeanette, is literally depressing.
Mm.
It's literally depressing
Okay.
energy.
See, we're taking family photos on Friday because everybody's here with all the grandbabies. And I'm struggling even with that to go, what the fuck am I going to wear?
Okay,
Now that I'm,
just keep thinking. Go buy yourself something that is in a color of, what am I trying to say? The jewel colors. Find something that's a jewel color, or
yeah.
wear all white or wear all black, but have something jewel colored next to your face.
Oh, I've
And
got
then
that.
I want to go a little bit further than this because it even moves into glasses. So your glasses are the wrong glasses for you if you're a type,
Yeah.
because if you're a type four, see, Jeanette has cat eyes work for type threes. So they need to be kind of pulled up in the corner a little bit. Fours are square lenses, right? Because you're
Okay.
square. What you're wearing right now is a type two lens, actually
Hmm.
more of a type one lens because you've kind of got the straightness and then you've got the round. Type twos are very round lenses. Okay.
Okay.
So type fours, remember, are all about straight angles. Us in type threes are all about triangles. Okay, which is why type threes normally have like I would say like Asian looking eyes. We kind of like go up in the corner a little bit on our eyes. Type fours are very like you have a profile that's more like straight across. Let me see your eyebrows, Cece. Okay, so are those your natural brows?
Oh, yeah. And I always had a natural arch in them,
Uh-huh. And
and
was
I'm
your
losing them,
okay,
but
was your arch more like pronounced arch?
yes.
Okay, because fours, everything about a four is very bold. So your eyebrows would have been like pronounced. Do you
Hmm.
understand?
They
But
were.
I also want you to understand too that, like, let's just say you're a 4-2. So let's say your energy is a four, your secondary energy is a two, which means like softness. Okay. if that is your secondary energy, even though a two wears gray, you don't wear gray.
I haven't, yeah, nothing gray. I have
You
one
just
new outfit I just bought that was gray, and I wore it on our anniversary. I felt weird. I was
exactly,
like,
it doesn't
it
work.
was different. I
You
was
know
like,
that RIT color, the RIT that we use to tie dye? I literally will dye clothes. I will buy RIT in my color and I will dye my clothes. I've done that in the past. The things
ooh,
that don't
I
work,
could dye this outfit. It's really cool.
dye it black. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So use it to our advantage. But the way that we have these different shapes in our faces, like Jeanette and I are triangular, right? So Jeanette,
Hmm.
if you aren't a three, you definitely your secondary is a three. You know, our noses are pretty straight noses, but I don't know about you, Jeanette, but I always see my nose first when I look at pictures of myself. Do you?
For me, I always look at these. I call it my monkey lines.
Yeah, I have this.
So threes have deep crevices in their face, deep, deep
Hmm.
lines, and also man hands. So when I look at myself, see yours are kind of more on the, yeah, you've got big hands, but when you start to notice these things about yourself, you start to accept them. Like I was like, why are my friends so soft around the edges? Well, I don't have another friend that's a type three. But I'm like, why are my friends so soft around the edges? They're twos and ones. You know what? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, there are parts of me
Hmm.
that just had to go, Nicole, this is your nature. This is who you are. Like, this is the beauty that makes you different. Not so different that you're different from everybody else, but that you're different in your own way. Accept the beauty
Hmm.
that you have. Right? Like one of my friends has a very round face. She hates her round face. I'm like, you are a type two. Type twos have round faces. You are also the most gentle, most compassionate woman I've ever met in my life. Right? It goes with your nature. So dive into this and let me know what you think.
I have a square face. Now that you're saying that.
You, and that is a type four.
Yeah. Hmm. It's
And
interesting.
Jeanette and I have this part to our face. You see, and we're
Yeah.
shaped. Yeah, we have like a wider, and then we're shaped more like, and we will be shaped more like a triangle, upside down, like a upside down triangle. And
Yeah.
so it's so cool. Like you could dive into this and get lost. But here's the thing. All my kids, just as an example, all my kids know their types. So when we went shopping for prom dresses, flipping out that card, Elise flips out that card. She wears this bold, daring red dress to her prom, and she's got black, long, not black, dark, dark brown hair. She's a type one, and this was 100% her color. And she wore it, and everybody was like, "Holy!" And she didn't get asked to the prom, by the way. So boys were too afraid to ask her, but she didn't get asked to the prom. So she went and she brought her three special need boyfriends, and everybody was like, "Holy crap!" Like they'd never seen her before because she chose to dress her truth. Do you see what I'm saying? And so the other ones too have learned through this. And, you know, like Aubrey will now say, she's only 15. She's like, no, I can't wear that. That's not my style. That's not my, oh, mom, that's not my color. Well, thankfully, we're the same. So I buy clothes for her and she's like, oh my God, you know exactly what I like. Yeah, because we're both type threes. Right. So it works. But otherwise, like she understands already black. I can't, every time I wear black, I feel horrible. Don't wear black. So when we get into
I wear it
tune,
because I hide.
right, when we get into tune with this, we will understand. The most beautiful thing that you could have said this entire time is that I wear black because I hide. Because a lot of us are feeling that way. I wear black all the
I
time.
don't want no one to look at me.
What?
I want
No,
to be invisible.
want to be invisible.
Hmm.
Yep. But you know what I find so interesting? You want to be invisible, yet you have a tattoo right on your chest that says, hey, I'm bold. Look at me. Do you get what I'm saying? I have a tattoo right here,
Yeah.
a tattoo right here, right? And no one, when people see that, they're like, what? Right? Because what we've done is we have hidden ourselves. We've tried so hard to hide ourselves. But there's this little piece inside of us going, don't hide, don't hide. And so we do something bold so that we're not hiding anymore. But then we're still like, I feel like I need to hide. And I want you to look at that from the
Yeah.
perspective of that your soul is like, don't hide. But your memories and your subconscious, I'm sorry, your memories and your conscious mind over your past is saying, you better hide. Someone's going to be looking at you. Someone's coming for you. Someone's going to hurt you. They're going to think of you a certain
Yep.
way.
Wow.
And that's because of our trauma. V-necks are your friend, Jeanette.
I love V-necks. I don't like
Wear them.
nothing choking.
No, wear them boldly. Right. Yes. All right, girls. This is good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll see you
All
soon.
righty.
Okay,
See you
bye.
soon.
Okay, bye, guys.